Hello, and welcome back to Rimworld. I am Devoted221, and we join Devoted221 as he wakes from a night of resting while old wounds heal. One small thing I began to immediately notice is that the cavern we live in is getting a little hot. With a bit of help from Minify Everything, I can remove the wall without breaking it down and wasting what little resources we do have. This allows us to remove a small portion of the roof, cooling the entire heating tunnel. In the night, we set Devoted's Psi Focus slightly higher to allow both more meditation time, which results in more experience points, and allows to cast more Psi casts at a time. With a lot of meditation and sleeping happening, I allow Devoted some off-screen time and focus on the Frost Av from alpha animals wandering the map. We return to see Devoted mining and myself making some future plans for the cavern. To start building some real infrastructure, we turn to the nearby compact machinery. Components, or rather the lack thereof, is one of the many reasons the ice sheet will be difficult. As we return to the colony, I get a very risky idea. The sudden group of frost aves present a great meal source. I fire a frost ray with the graphics for it failing to display properly and completely destroy one ave. The risky idea is targeting the second and third one, initiating revenge from all the remaining aves. As much as the ray isn't displaying properly, it is still present. We return to begin planning our power situation, and an Ave decides to self-tame. We quickly mine some steel and begin building the wind turbine and heater. An eclipse sets over the ice sheet. We force Devoted to build the conduits to power the heater. Now we build a stone cutting table and set up some more work to be done. We finally decide to make a nice bed for Devoted, marble to improve its beauty. As we build our bed, it is close to the creation of Lightfall, and thus a ritual of celebration. With an expected quality of 75%, it is certainly better than nothing. The ritual was unforgettable, providing Devoted with a +8 mood bonus for 6 days, the discovery of an ancient complex, and 3 ideologian development points. Devoted begins to wander in a daze. His daze ends after a seemingly long time. Not before we receive 2 different sets of visitors and contract sensory mechanites. These mechanites will increase our pain and senses, but will overall make us more tired. While the Devoted will be working faster and become more efficient in everything he does, we will have less time per day to do the tasks needed to be completed. As we force Devoted to butcher the frozen animals, a transport pod crashes onto our ice sheet. Monroe, a Nereid, a custom xenotype of aquatic squid/angler people, crashes alive with warm clothes. We happily strip and slaughter this unfortunate soul. We are too unskilled to finish off Monroe, so we have to slowly and painfully stab him to death. We drink the beer that fell with Monroe and decide to indulge in some uncooked cannibalism. One aspect of the Archlight Seekers is our ends justify all of our means. Murder, cannibalism, stealing, everything we need to do to survive is on the table, if it means getting to planet Lightfall. With Monroe and the Frost Ave butchered, we finally make our first real meals. Eating some human meat before going to bed, we are visited by a combat supplier and a group of random visitors. They quickly leave, unprepared for the bitter cold of the ice sheet. We return with the landing of an L-Tex meteor, something from Vanilla Psycast Expanded, as well as finding some dropped smoke grenades. We return to build ourselves a marble table and stool to prevent the mood debuff from not eating with the table. Overall, things are not as bad as they could be. With much meditation under his belt, Devoted gains a new Psycast level. We opt for the long-desired ice spike and receive strange visions from the anomaly obelisk. In our sleep, a herd of mature flesh beasts wander in, one of which decides to self-tame, and we send it to the regular slaughter spot. As research goes by, we are being raided. Two Yatakin, seemingly armed with melee weapons, surge onto our ice sheet. They aren't attacking immediately, so we have some time to prepare. We spend it allowing Devoted to get as much sleep as possible. Tempted to throw a smoke grenade, mostly to see what it can do, I allow the Raiders to approach within the range of our Psycasts. Ice Spike has great damage, causes bleeding, and builds up some minor hypothermia, which on the ice sheet is already building up for most pawns. We fire a couple of those off and use Breathe Ice to slow the movement of one raider and build up a lot of hypothermia, while only dealing a little damage. After a couple more ice spikes, one raider goes down. The second is quick to follow with a stab attack from Devoted. Slowed and barely able to react, it takes one easy stab. I've skipped over me making a quick prison plan in case we find a very valuable potential colonist, but for now we strip and murder our attackers. Needless to say, stabbing them repeatedly takes a long time in Rimworld. We collect their corpses and prepare to build walls and a roof for our outdoor freezer to keep all this extra gear from deteriorating. The next few days are uneventful until we are visited by Dark Scholar Lurk. Lurk offers to join our colony, and won't really take no for an answer. Lurk comes with the ability to release a cloud of dead life dust around her, which will resurrect all corpses into friendly shamblers for a period of time. By gaining a second colonist, we get to finally name our faction and settlement. We opt to name our faction the Archlight Seekers, and the settlement I decide to go with Frost's Edge. Lurk's skill set brings something to be desired. While their ability is decently powerful, they can really only do animal handling and intellectual. While they have minor passion in construction, wasting resources just to level up that skill right now is not a priority. One thing Lurk can do that is immensely useful is fish. So we set up a small fishing zone in the nearby water. With Lurk researching batteries, Devoted can set up an area for these batteries. I also begin planning the rest of our base. The large circular room will be for our orbital trade beacon, and the L-shaped will be Devoted's bedroom. As we make these plans, Devoted mines out a small prison. The days are uneventful as we plan to deconstruct our old base and finish researching batteries. We opt for solar panels next. As the day-to-day work continues to happen on the ice sheet, Lurk develops fibrous mechanites. With life on the ice sheet starting to become normal, relatively safe, and somehow functional, this is where we will make the cut in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.